you for being here, and I know this is overwhelming because it just happened last week, and it was a lot to take in for your sons to tell you that. And I think that you're an amazing father, because a lot of fathers...
Very emotional, Tom.
Yeah, it's a lot for you to take in, but I mean, that sends a very powerful message to dads out there who just want the best for their children. They just want their sons to be happy and feel proud of themselves, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, but it was, so when they called you, it seemed like for a while, we kind of shortened the tape, but they kind of were waiting to say something. So did you think something terrible? Were they gonna, did you say, or did you think they were gonna say that?
No, when they called, I knew they were crying, and I knew something was wrong. And as a father, you just feel that, you know, what's wrong? I could hear it coming from them, their voices. And when they told me, I just felt as though the only thing came through me is I love you both. I love you both unconditionally. You're my children. I can't undo being your father, and I don't want to be. For no reason.
That is the right thing to say, is I love you both. And even if you don't fully understand it right now, and I'm sure you don't, there are ways to understand it, and time will help with that. But has it changed your relationship? Are you closer now?
Oh, yeah. I really feel like now that there's a weight off both our sides. I think that now that I feel like we can talk about anything and come to me with anything in their lives. If they're able to do that, then I was very proud of my boys.
Yeah. Well, I think, I think whenever someone's hiding something, whatever it is, they're not going to give you their full selves. They're not going to show you who they are, and they're going to keep, and you're not going to get to know who your sons are. And they probably were keeping themselves at a distance. So the fact that I'm sure you're going to have a close relationship, but I can't tell you how amazing it is for you to, even though I'm sure you don't completely understand it, for you to just love them and accept them. That's all they want, is for you to love them and accept them. All right. So you two, where are you living now? In Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
And you probably need some help because you don't have a place to live yet and stuff like that. So our friends at Shutterfly want to help you out, and we're going to give you a check for $10,000 to help you. I want to thank you and McGregor, Becky G, and Twitch. I'll see you tomorrow. Be kind to one another. Bye-bye.
Update on the story about the Jacksonville funeral home under investigation, why the owner's license is now suspended. Plus, boxing champion Jermaine Taylor turned himself in after having his bond revoked. Details next.
Anyway.
Tonight, an update on the story you saw first on THV11. A Jacksonville funeral home has its license suspended by the Board of Embalmers and Funeral Directors. What inspectors found coming up. Plus, boxing champion Jermaine Taylor turned himself in after having his bond revoked. And Conversations Across America starts today. We'll tell you how you can get involved. Your news starts now.
Now, from Arkansas's News and Information Center, this is THV 11 News at 5.
And we begin with developing news tonight. We have team coverage. The Jacksonville funeral home is accused of 9 infractions surrounding the handling of bodies. Now the home has its license temporarily suspended. Thank you for watching. I'm Dawn Scott.
And I'm Denise Middleton. The original complaint accuses the funeral home for complete disregard for the dead. Today, the Board of Embalmers and Funeral Directors held an emergency conference call discussing their investigation.
THV 11's Dan Grossman first brought us this story and was on that call today.
But first, Marlisa Goldsmith is live at Arkansas Funeral Care in Jacksonville, where she just spoke with the owner, Leroy Wood. And Marlisa, what's his response to all of this?
That's right. Just a short time ago, I spoke with Leroy Wood. He's the owner of Arkansas Funeral Care, and I asked him about the ongoing investigation and having his license suspended. Now, he told me, quote, "I have nothing to say." He said that repeatedly before walking off. Now, since that conversation with him, families of the deceased in the funeral home have been coming to pick up the bodies of their loved ones. None of them, however, wanted to talk to us on camera. I've also seen employees packing their belongings and loading them into their vehicles. And I had a chance to speak with a woman who asked to remain anonymous. She and her husband were here to prearrange their funerals today, actually, and she says she was completely shocked to hear the news.
There's been nothing out of the ordinary. They have been nice, kind. The people have been done real good. And I can't understand why they're getting run down.
Now, the doors of Arkansas Funeral Home have since been locked, but it appears that employees are still inside. Dan Grossman joins us now with more in the investigation. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Marlisa. Well, these allegations about mistreatment of the bodies first surfaced almost 2 weeks ago from a former employee. Today, I was invited to sit in on the call where the state board unanimously voted to suspend the license of owner Leroy Wood and Arkansas Funeral Care. We do warn you that some of the descriptions you are about to hear are disturbing.
On any previous inspection that I have been on at any other funeral home.
That statement coming from State Inspector Leslie Stokes to the Arkansas Board of Directors in an emergency conference call on Wednesday.
There were at least 7 bodies outside the cooler that were not embalmed, and another body was strapped on a cot with obvious decomposition, and that body was half surrounded with a bed sheet that was saturated with what appeared to be body fluids that had seeped from that body.
After hearing the graphic description, along with other documented infractions, including 2 bodies stacked on top of one another and 2 bodies lying next to each other on a wood board on the floor, all 7 board members unanimously approved an emergency order to temporarily suspend the license of owner Leroy Wood in Arkansas Funeral Care.
I believe that would be offensive to any board member. I wouldn't do that to nobody.
The emergency order was then delivered to Mr. Wood, who continued to decline comment to THV11. Now Leroy Wood will be in front of the board Friday, where an official verdict will be decided. This afternoon, the Arkansas Funeral Directors Association released a statement supporting the findings of the investigation. They went on to say it is important to understand that the vast majority of funeral homes in Arkansas are conducting business in the right way.
Out in the weather garden this evening, skies have clouded up, but you know what? It's still not bad. Temperatures are pleasant and still above normal, although cooler than they've been the past couple of days. Here's a look at the satellite view, and you can see how the skies have really clouded up, and even a little bit of light rain developing across the Red River there of North Texas. Temperatures, as I mentioned, cooler than yesterday, but still above normal. We're 55. It's 48 up in Harrison. Here's your forecast. 40 for a low. Tomorrow, a high of only 45. Very cool, with rain chances increasing up to 50%. We'll talk more about that rain, cold rain tomorrow, and a chance for some light snow maybe early Friday coming up in weather.
All right, Ed, thank you. Jermaine Taylor is back behind bars right now. Taylor turned himself in to the Pulaski County Regional Detention Facility this afternoon, and we have, of course, been covering this story since he was first arrested Monday. THV11's Astrid Solorzano is at the jail now. And Astrid, what is the latest on this story?
Well, Dawn, he has been in and out of jail all week. He was arrested on Monday for allegedly pointing a gun at a man and his family, and he was out on bond by Tuesday. But all this really started back in August when he was charged for shooting his own cousin back in a house in Maumelle. So prosecutors revoked that initial bond, saying that he failed to comply with those conditions by getting arrested once again. And we were here all day trying to talk to him as he walked in, and so was that alleged victim from Monday's incident.
Make sure my kids get some insurance on whether or not if he gonna get locked up today, because they keep asking me whether or not if he locked up or not. They scared for their life. I've been scared for my life for the past 2 days because the man threatened that he was gonna kill me.
And now Taylor is being held without bond, and deputy prosecutors say that he could be back in court as soon as Tuesday. Dawn.
All right, Astrid Solorzano at the jail. Thank you so much. And Pulaski County deputies, meantime, upgrading charges for one of the suspects in connection with the shooting death of Cody McCann. Clifton King and Ted Warner charged with kidnapping, and Warner charged with capital murder. Now King will also face a capital murder charge. Meantime, Hiram Contreras is still wanted for questioning in this case. McCann was found shot last week just outside Wrightsville. And Little Rock police investigating a robbery at Sissy's Log Cabin. Happened around 2:30 on Grant Street in Little Rock when 4 men with sledgehammers allegedly robbed the store taking jewelry. Police say the suspects left in a stolen vehicle, but they found that vehicle a short distance away. Police are working to gather descriptions of the suspects. No injuries were reported. We'll keep you posted.
A proposed piece of legislation would make it clear that liquor stores are no place for anyone under the age of 21. THV11's Meredith Mitchell explains what this could mean for businesses and customers.
At Markham Liquor in Little Rock, owner Mota Sanjay sells more than just alcohol.
People comes in my store for that cigarettes, sodas and that. If I no give it them cigarettes, they no give me like that any other business.
Located across from UAMS and next to a laundromat, Sanjay says students and those waiting on laundry frequently purchase sodas and snacks from his store, many of them under the age of 21. House Bill 1024 would change that.
Basically makes it a Class A misdemeanor for someone under 21 to enter a liquor store without being accompanied by a guardian or parent.
The bill's sponsor, Representative Mary Broadway of Perigold, says the purpose is to cut down on alcohol sales to underage individuals.
But if someone just comes in to buy a Coke and a candy bar, are they in violation of the law? Yes, they are.
In Little Rock, Meredith Mitchell, THV 11 News.
And currently, there is no minimum age for a person to be able to enter a liquor store. Governor Asa Hutchinson's tax cut proposal has advanced through a Senate committee today. The plan is to reduce income taxes for the middle class, including a 1% cut for those making between $21,000 and $75,000 a year. Legislative leaders are saying they repeal this capital gains tax cut approved 2 years ago, and that it will reduce the overall cost of the plan. It's estimated to cost the state $12.8 million in the coming fiscal year. The bill now goes to the full Senate. The Arkansas Lottery Commission is working to amp up the Mega Millions and Powerball since sales are down 40% and 25%. The Lottery Commission says sales are down nationwide and the scholarships are down $1.8 million that they budgeted this year. Its next step is finding a sponsor to take up a bill about retailer bonding, because more retailers means more sales, and also debit card purchases to help close the gap.
I really admire and respect cops. And the one thing I talked about was this notion that cops out there just killing black folks. That's a bad narrative. We really need the cops. They're amazing people. Does that mean they do everything right all the time? Of course not. They don't do things, nobody does everything right all the time. But we need to sit down and have an open, honest dialogue. And I think sometimes
Charles Barkley there, the discussion on the trust and mistrust between police and our communities is happening today. It's called Conversations Across America, and we want you to get involved.
You can join in on Twitter and Facebook with the hashtag #StartsWithTrust and tell us how you think police and our community can build better relations. We are headed off to a break. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching THV 11.
To beat the competition, Ram doesn't crunch numbers, Ram crushes them. 30,000 best pounds towing, 865 best pound-feet of torque, 7,390 best pounds payload, 28 best miles per gallon highway. That adds up to make Ram the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram. Right now, get $9,000 in total values on the 2014 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
The Grammy Awards, February 8th. THV 11 wants to send you and a friend to the Grammy Awards February 8th. Enter now at THV11.com for a chance to win a getaway trip package for 2 to the Grammys in Los Angeles. The Grammy Awards, Sunday, February 8th.
The deal of the year is on at Landers Ford in Benton during the Ford Switch event. Up to 25% off a new 2014 F-150, the official truck of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Plus 0% financing on remaining 2014 Ford cars and SUVs. Nobody beats a Landers deal in Benton.
It's time for the 33rd Annual Arkansas Marine Expo, Arkansas's premier boat show. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the State House Convention Center in Little Rock. Ski boats, bass boats, wakeboard boats, party barges, personal watercraft, all on display and at discount show prices. Win a new fully loaded Tracker bass boat, courtesy of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and Bradford Marine. A huge selection of discount fishing tackle. $5 for adults, children 12 and under, free. Don't miss Arkansas's premier boat show this weekend at the State House Convention Center in Little Rock. Another Denton and Griffey attraction.
At North Point Cars, the point is savings. North Point Cars gives you the most for less. Shop hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles at North Point Cars for less than $199 a month. The point is selection. North Point Cars gives you the largest selection with over 8 different brands, and with over 2,500 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle. The point is savings. The point is selection. The point is North Point Cars. Visit us at northpointcars.com. North Point means cars for less.
For all you early risers, you runners and readers, you snoozers and coffee seekers, when you get up and get going, we've got the highs and the lows, all the stuff you need to know. It's morning in Arkansas. Wake up with THV11, and let's get this day started.
The deal of the year is on at Landers Ford in Benton during the Ford Switch event. Up to 25% off a new 2014 F-150, the official truck of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Plus 0% financing on remaining 2014 Ford cars and SUVs. Nobody beats a Landers deal in Benton.
Before we get to your weather, a little look back at Arkansas weather history. Where were you 16 years ago tonight? If you were in central Arkansas, no doubt you were probably affected or watching the news as tornadoes raked across the state. Take a look. One of the biggest tornado outbreak in Arkansas history occurred on this day in 1999. When I say biggest, not in terms of damage or fatalities, but in terms of the number of tornadoes that occurred. 56 tornadoes touched down on this day 16 years ago. 8 fatalities, 150 folks injured. The most tornadoes in any state on record for January. Just an incredible day. And if you've been to the Museum of Discovery, there's a nice exhibit there, a very well done exhibit that illustrates and has our coverage from that night when the tornado struck just 7 blocks south of the TV station. The power went out. Just an incredible night and a memory that'll always be there for me and a lot of folks as well. Tonight, much calmer, very quiet. We've got clouds moving across the state, leading to rain chances tomorrow, and then maybe some snow chances Monday. We've got a low pressure system coming our way. Our high today was 60. It was 60 in North Little Rock, and again, 51 is the average. We're at 55 right now, dew point 30. The wind southeast, the pressure high at 30-20. Around the state, 48 in Harrison, 58 in Hot Springs and Arkadelphia, 54 in Pine Bluff. So let's get right to it. One of the models is showing some snowfall late tomorrow into the Ouachitas, and then early on Friday across central and southern Arkansas. Another model's not showing anything. Let's just say there's a chance that there could be some snowfall early Friday morning in central Arkansas. I don't expect it to accumulate except for on maybe grassy areas, and I'm not expecting any travel problems, but we may see a wet snow that maybe doesn't stick so much early Friday morning. Tonight, though, mostly cloudy, a 20% chance of rain late and a low of 40. 45 tomorrow. 50% chance of a cold rain. Here's your Friday forecast. Look at this, 33 to start the day, so ground temperatures will be very marginal, but do not be surprised if you see some wet snowflakes flying early Friday, then some afternoon clearing. Not expecting a big deal. Back to you.
All right, Ed, thank you. A new network devoted to making your community safer has launched on THV11's digital subchannel 11.3.
The Justice Network features more than 500 hours of crime, mystery, and investigative programming. THV11's Mariel Mose explains what it's all about and where you can watch.
This network isn't just about crime dramas. In an effort to make Arkansas safer, the Justice Network will also offer safety tips and ask viewers to help track down most wanted suspects and missing children.
Each hour, the Justice Network will ask for your help in finding dangerous criminals, locating missing children, and help you avoid becoming a victim.
The Justice Network is already automatically available through your cable, but if you use over-the-air digital VHF antenna, you may need to rescan your televisions to make sure you can watch it. First, press the menu button on your TV or converter box remote. Go to Installation, System, Channels, or something similar. Then click Scan Channels, Add Channels, Auto Program, or the like. Press Enter or Scan to start the channel scanning process. Once complete, 11.3 Justice Network should be available on your television set. To see these directions again, head to our website, THV11.com.
All right, Marielle, thank you. You can also find the Justice Network on certain cable carriers.
We have a list of those carriers and channels on THV11.com. Stay with us. More on conversations across America when we return.
Get THV11 weather and Ed Buckner's forecast on 105.1 The Wolf. Your home for Bob and Jennifer in the mornings and all things country.
The plural of fish is also fish. So, get 2 Arby's Classic Fish Fillet Sandwich for just $5. Arby's, we have the meat.
The Chevrolet Malibu. Respected. Efficient. Safe. When you set out to find new roads, you become the most awarded car company of the year.
Current GM owners and lessees can get $3,500 total cash allowance on this well-equipped 2015 Chevy Malibu. See your Arkansas Best Chevy dealer.
We're here today asking kids what their favorite vegetable is.
Kids?
Now we're going to give those same kids Bush's Baked Beans.
That's good.
And finally, we're going to tell them that Bush's Baked Beans are actually a vegetable.
Ixnay on the vegetable bay.
Oh, right. Bush's secret family recipe gives them a delicious flavor, so they're a vegetable that kids actually like.
Bush's Baked Beans, the vegetable that kids love.
When you want a dependable truck, you want the most awarded pickup of 2014. You want the truck from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. You want the Chevy Silverado, made of high-strength dependability. Now get $3,500 total value, or GM owners can trade up to get $6,500 on this Silverado. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Why go all the way to Alaska for fish? Or Hawaii for sweet buns? Arby's is right down the street. Arby's, we have the meat.
911. There's been a shooting.
A bizarre crime
Were any of the other victims organ donors? Everyone.
leads to an evil twist.
We've got another one.
New Criminal Minds. Then
The two of us share a mutual obsession. Beth Davis, she investigates stalking cases.
Do we know where they went?
No trace. This is personal.
This kid has no idea what he's just done. What is it?
You're not alone in this.
a new stalker after a new Criminal Minds. CBS tonight.
Well, tonight, THV11 is joining a nationwide discussion about the relationship between police and the communities they serve.
Jay Watson explains from a national standpoint tonight.
It is concerning that the population of the city is not necessarily reflected in the numbers of minorities that are in the department.
Civil rights attorney Terry Gilbert is talking about Cleveland, but he could be describing any one of 50 medium to large cities across the U.S. That's according to USA Today's analysis of census estimates from 2000 and 2010.
We can learn racial and ethnic backgrounds of any job, including police officer, detective, or supervisor.
Ferguson, Missouri sparked a bigger debate about the racial makeup of the police department compared to the community it serves, following the death of Michael Brown and a grand jury's decision not to charge the white police officer who shot him. The USA Today investigation shows many other communities where disparities are just as wide as in Ferguson. The review of the data found that nationally, 12% of police officers are black, same as the general population. But more than 1/3 of those officers are found in just 10 cities. In fact, 1 in every 5 black officers works in New York, Chicago, or Washington. So where does that leave cities like Terry Gilbert's Cleveland, where 66% of the population is black, compared with just 52% of the police force?
I don't think it's the number, the percentages so much, although in an ideal world, the makeup of the police department should mirror the community, just like we want the makeup of juries to mirror the community. But I don't know if that's an achievable goal.
I think you clearly see there are already problems right now.
So what we've got to do is we've got to fix this problem. I think the Attorney General said we've got systematic problems. The DOJ report says we got systematic problems. The only way you're going to fix this system is you got to fix it from the top down. It's got to be a holistic change in the way that we do business here in the city of Cleveland.
Something police chiefs in Tampa and St. Petersburg are working on as well. Both their cities have a more than 20-point gap between the percentage of black police and the general population.
The issues that come up in those situations is that someone is more apt to trust an individual that looks like them. And unfortunately, in law enforcement, quite often we're called to a scene to mediate disagreements or to decide who's right and who's wrong. And someone's perception may be that the officer made a decision based on, the color of their skin, sex, some characteristic that they have. They're like, oh, okay. And they're more accepting of that.
You've got to have a diverse police department so you can hear what's coming from the community. But at the same time, I feel that you don't need only an African-American officer patrolling the African-American community. Once they get to know that white officer, Hispanic officer, you're going to build that relationship.
That doesn't mean these chiefs aren't working to increase the number of minorities in their departments, but for cities as physically close as these, there's another problem.
And everybody is in competition for those individuals.
We compete all the time. You have a very small pool of African-American minorities out there, so we rob from each other, so it's mainly just getting everybody involved in it, a small pool.
So how do you fix a problem that plagues so many communities across the country?
One of the issues that's been floated for fixing this is taking some lessons from the U.S. military. They've done a really good job of diversifying their force, and they do that by really pounding on the doors, and they may have 10,000 contacts just to get 100 recruits. So the police departments around the country really need to ramp up their recruiting efforts, which is going to be a big challenge.
And until that challenge is met, Terry Gilbert suggests changing attitudes from the inside out.
I think they really need to deal with their existing department and eliminate the bias, eliminate the kind of attitudes, spoken and unspoken.
Well, coming up at 6, THV11's Ashley Blackstone looks at the racial makeup of the Little Rock police force here in Arkansas.
And don't forget to join the conversation on social media using the hashtag #StartsWithTrust. More THV11 news at 5 after the break.
Thanks for watching THV11.
New store!
More savings.
Better deals.
All of the Ackles Carpet One grand opening sale right now.
Celebrate our new Conway Superstore with 30 to 60% off at all 3 of our locations. Carpet, wood, ceramic, laminate, the best prices on every floor. You'll save hundreds. Save even more with 3-year financing. And if you don't love your floor, we'll replace it for free.
New store.
More savings.
Better deals.
All of the Ackles Carpet One grand opening sale.
We make it beautiful.
For less.
The deal of the year is on at Landers in Benton, the #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram store. Up to 20% off every new 2014 Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. That's huge savings. Nobody beats a Landers deal in Benton.
Did you know that if you're not satisfied with your current coverage or have no health insurance at all, a simple phone call could get you first-class health coverage for less than you might think?
I called Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and I'm glad I did.
You can see the best doctors and possibly get help with your premium cost.
I called Arkansas Blue Cross, and I worry a whole lot less.
Write down this number and call Arkansas Blue Cross now. We'll help make sense of the new laws and get you the plan you need at the absolute lowest price possible.
I called Arkansas Blue Cross, and now my family is secured.
The enrollment deadline is near. Don't miss out on the chance to get the best deal on the coverage most doctors prefer. Call Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield to see why having Arkansas's most trusted and widely accepted insurance makes sense for you.
Call Arkansas Blue Cross and see how good it feels to be insured.
Call now and live fearless.
Okay, buddy, what's your favorite kind of Cheerios?
Honey Nut. But chocolate is my other favorite. But apple cinnamon is my favorite too. And fruity. Oh yeah, and frosted.
Okay, but what's your most favorite of all?
The kind I have with you.
Me too.
The deal of the year is on at Landers in Benton, the #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram store. Up to 20% off every new 2014 Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram. That's huge savings. Nobody beats a Landers deal in Benton.
Welcome back. Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance held Hunger Day at the Capitol today. Arkansas ranks among the highest in the nation in food insecurity. Today, the Walmart Foundation presented a $100,000 grant to the Alliance for gleaning and beef projects. Last year, the Gleaning Project distributed 1.5 million pounds of food to hunger agencies across the state. The Walmart grant will be used to help cover the cost of distribution. Today, 2 World War veterans received France's highest Medal of Honor. The Legion of Honor Medal is given to those who risk their life to fight on French territory. Johnny Arnold and Tommy Gooch received the medals from the Consul General of France in the governor's conference room at the state capitol. Arnold was honored as the Knight of the French Foreign Legion.
Today, Little Rock native and Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive tackle Clinton McDonald spoke to the children at Daisy Bates Elementary. He spoke at a school-wide assembly about the value of hard work and the importance of a college education. He also showed the kids all his trophies and Super Bowl championship ring. The group ranged from kindergarten to 5th grade students. The Root Cafe on Main Street in Little Rock received its $3 million grant from Chase Bank today. It opened in 2011 after a crowdfunding campaign and is one of 20 small businesses nationwide chosen for this grant. That's not all. The Root Cafe will also get to take part in Google's exclusive marketing workshop in California. Final check of your forecast when we come back.
At North Point Cars, the point is selection. North Point Cars gives you the largest selection with 8 different brands and over 2,500 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. All in one place. The point is selection. The point is North Point Cars. Visit us at northpointcars.com.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orton has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze. And he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill and Freeze.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300–400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer, and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill and Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orton is including a second $60 bottle of Fill and Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill and Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orton will even include his micro-peel resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and collagen lift moisturizer, a $200 value free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee. But you must call to order.
Call 1-800-839-5713. That's 1-800-839-5713. Order now.
At North Point Cars, the point is savings. North Point Cars gives you the most for less. Shop hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles at North Point Cars for less than $199 a month. The point is savings. The point is North Point Cars. Visit us at northpointcars.com.
How about this for your forecast? It looks okay over the next couple days, but then Friday...
What's going on?
Is this for real? Are we talking snow?
No. Who knows if it's for real?
Wow.
It's in the forecast. Some people are happy about it. Tomorrow, a cold rain and a high of 45. Now, Friday morning, there's a chance of a brief snowfall before the system exits the state. And not expecting accumulations on the roads, but maybe some grassy areas or higher elevations might see a little bit, but nothing big expected.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
And thanks for watching. More at 6. We'll see you then.
The FBI investigation of the Ferguson case is over. No federal civil rights charges are expected in the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. Bob Orr has the latest. The measles outbreak is spreading, and Ben Tracy reports millions of American adults may need a booster shot and don't know it. Anna Werner on the NFL under pressure. The league nears the end of its investigation into charges that the Super Bowl-bound Patriots underinflated nearly a dozen balls in its championship victory. And John Blackstone on saving an aging star.
We have a senior rover.
Why NASA is not anxious to let this opportunity pass.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott.